In a quiet city where ordinary lives moved with the steady rhythm of everyday routines, there lived a man whose existence was unremarkable, almost invisible, until darkness seeped into his world and shattered it beyond recognition. He was a simple mechanic, 40-something, with hands accustomed to grease and engines, a man grounded in the tangible and the concrete. But beneath the hum of cars and the steady beat of routine, a storm was brewing, one that would twist his life into a nightmare from which he could never fully awaken. It began with a fleeting relationship, brief, turbulent, and unstable from the very start. A woman, a programmer, equally caught in a web of tension and unease, had briefly crossed his path. Their 2 weeks together felt charged with unspoken turmoil, a fragile connection that fractured before it could fully form. And then, as abruptly as the relationship ended, she vanished, gone without a trace. The date etched into his mind, November 13th, a day that would mark the beginning of a nightmare no one saw coming. Her disappearance left friends and family in confusion, their questions echoing in the silent void she left behind. But beneath the surface, something far more sinister was unfolding, something no one could have imagined. Almost immediately after she vanished, he began receiving messages. At first, they were strange, cryptic texts that flickered onto his phone from what seemed to be her number. Pleas mingled with threats, whispers of madness tangled with venomous words. The messages clawed at his mind, an emotional torment he could neither ignore nor escape. They came like shadows in the night, creeping, insistent, relentless. He tried to convince himself it was a prank, a glitch, some cruel joke played by a stranger hiding behind a screen. But the messages grew darker, multiplied hundreds, then thousands, flooding every corner of his digital life. His phone became a conduit of fear. Every buzz, every chime, sent a fresh jolt of dread through his veins. Yet, the horror did not remain confined to the digital realm. The terror spilled into reality with brutal force. The people around him, those connected to him in some way, became targets of violent attacks. His former partner and her children faced fires that devoured their homes, flames licking at their lives with merciless hunger. Another woman from his past too suffered the same fiery fate. Her pets perished in the blaze, her sanctuary reduced to ashes. The community trembled as the violence escalated, the shadows growing longer and darker, suffocating the very air with fear. At first, suspicion fell upon the vanished woman herself. Was she the mastermind behind this campaign of cruelty? Was she the one sending the threatening messages, orchestrating the chaos? But as investigators peeled back the layers of digital deceit, a more chilling truth emerged, one far darker than anyone had imagined. Experts in the digital forensics uncovered a tangled web of lies and impersonation. The real villain was hidden in plain sight, a woman bound by acrimony and jealousy, her bitterness fueling a calculated, vicious vendetta. She had stolen the vanished woman's identity online, sending venomous texts from multiple numbers, weaving a sinister tapestry of harassment designed to torment and confuse. A photograph discovered on her phone shattered the fragile illusion of innocence. A snapshot of the vanished woman's abandoned car, captured before the authorities had even located it. The evidence placed her at the epicenter of the mystery in a way she could not explain. A silent witness to horrors no one had yet fully grasped. The darkest revelation came when a horrifying image surfaced from her electronic devices, a photo of the vanished woman's lifeless body, a haunting confirmation of murder. The truth was unveiled in the cold light of forensics and fear. She had not only terrorized, but she had destroyed. Arrested and charged with first-degree murder and arson, the accused faced a trial that gripped the community, exposing the terrifying consequences of obsession and rage. Witnesses spoke of escalating jealousy, of a calculated effort to dismantle lives, to control through fear and violence. Digital footprints traced a deliberate campaign of deceit, designed to paint the vanished woman as the aggressor, a smokescreen for the true horror lurking beneath. The jury's verdict was resolute, guilty on all counts. Life imprisonment without parole, justice at last, but at an unfathomable cost. For the man left behind, the scars were not just physical, but deeply psychological. He had loved briefly, only to be plunged in a hellish ordeal of stalking and violence. He watched helplessly as those he cared for were harmed, as his world was engulfed in chaos, born from jealousy and hatred. In interviews, his voice trembled with the weight of trauma, years of relentless torment, the crushing betrayal by someone once trusted. The story serves as a grim reminder of how obsession can twist love into something deadly, how the invisible tendrils of digital terror can grip the soul just as tightly as any physical threat. Law enforcement highlights the critical role of digital forensics in unraveling the nightmare, how technology, often a tool for connection, can become a weapon for fear and destruction. Now the man lives quietly, far from the shadows that once consumed him. Yet the darkness lingers, an unshakable reminder of a time when ordinary life was torn apart by madness and violence. This haunting tale stands as a stark reminder. Obsession, unchecked, can consume and destroy. Technology can mask evil behind screens, and beneath the surface of everyday lives lie a story of fear, horror, and suspense that echo far beyond the individuals caught in the grip. For those who face stalking and terror, this story underscores the vital importance of early intervention, support, and the relentless pursuit of truth. It remains a chilling testament to how fragile our lives truly are, and how quickly the shadows can fall.